Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Hope you are well. Today we're going to be doing a comparison between the Huawei Watch GT2e and the Amazfit GTR. These are two very similar smartwatches. They are very easily comparable. The GT2e is slightly more expensive, but otherwise these two are very comparable. They are both mid-range smartwatches. They're not able to download apps, but they are great for fitness tracking, health tracking. They both have excellent screens, battery lives, and they have some other interesting features as well, which we'll go into. Now, just to be clear, the Huawei watch is the GT2e, not the GT2. The difference between the GT2e and the GT2 is that the GT2e doesn't feature a microphone or NFC, so that makes it slightly less advanced, but also a bit cheaper, which is why I'm comparing these two instead of the GT2, because that kind of puts it in a different league. So let's get going, let's compare these smartwatches and see which one is the best value and which one you should get. If you are a fan of smartwatches with large, bright screens, circular displays, and are able to track several health and fitness metrics, then you really can't go wrong with either of these smartwatches. The overall size of both smartwatches is also pretty similar, with the GTR measuring 47.2mm by 47.2mm by 10.7mm, and the Huawei GT2e measuring 53 by 46.8 by 10.8mm. So they are essentially the same thickness, and the GTR is just slightly smaller. The screens of both smartwatches are bright, vibrant, both featuring those AMOLED displays which display very vibrant, bright colors and great animations. Neither of them work particularly well in direct sunlight unless you turn the brightness all the way up. The responsiveness of both screens is nearly identical once again. The GT2e is certainly more powerful than the GTR, thanks to the processor that Huawei developed for this watch and the GT2. The only other difference in terms of design is the strap that comes with both of these smartwatches. The GTR comes with a leather strap, which I personally enjoy. I think it looks great. I think it makes the watch look more premium. However, it does feature a gap in between the strap and the watch, which some people may not enjoy. It certainly means it does not grip onto your wrist as strongly as some other watches. The GT2e comes with a rubber strap, which doesn't feel or look as nice. I do think the GTR's leather strap is much more premium looking, and it locks on straight to the smartwatch, so there is no gap between the watch and the strap. This means that it kind of fits more comfortably around your wrist, and there's less chance of it moving around. This is perfect for a sports and fitness watch, something you're going to be moving around in quite a lot. Both smartwatches feature two manual buttons for activating the screen and for activating fitness tracking. I do prefer the body of the GTR. I think the smooth design is very attractive, whereas the design is a bit more clunky in the GT2e. I think it's supposed to look more like a sporty smartwatch, whereas the GTR looks slightly more like a classical watch. Both smartwatches feature always-on displays, which will activate when the screen is inactive for a certain amount of time. Now let's focus on the hardware inside both of these watches, the tracking features, because let's face it, both of these watches are primarily designed to track your health and fitness. Neither of these watches are able to download extra apps. You are stuck with what you get with. Maybe through some software updates, you might occasionally get one or two extra features. However, you're pretty much stuck with what you get. You can't download extra apps like Uber, Spotify, any extra fitness or health apps like you can with the Apple Watch or Google Wear OS watch. Some people might say that means that these aren't true smartwatches, but I think any smartwatch that can track your health and fitness counts as a smartwatch. Again, the difference between these two smartwatches when it comes to health and fitness tracking is fairly negligible. They both feature a heart rate monitor, an accelerometer, an ambient light sensor, GPS, and can measure things like heart rate, calories burnt, distance, sleep quality, steps, and both feature a wide array of inbuilt fitness tracking modes. Huawei Watch GT2e does feature more tracking modes for specific sports, and to be honest, all of these fitness modes pretty much use the same sensors, so it's not really a great difference. The heart rate monitor on both smartwatches is 24 hours continuous. You can set it to monitor your heart rate continuously, and I find both to be pretty accurate. Perhaps the GT2e is slightly more accurate. I do find when I work out, it pretty much detected straight away when the heart rate rose, and when it didn't, even if I'm walking up the stairs, it can detect that pretty quickly. Also, the GT2e comes with a Sp02 tracker. That measures blood oxygenation level, and that's how much oxygen is in your blood. Now, this may sound like a really cool feature and something that you may choose to buy the GT2e, but take it with a pinch of salt because it's not super useful. It only tracks Sp02 when you tell it to. It doesn't do it all the time. It doesn't do it continuously, which makes the feature kind of redundant. It would be useful to track it throughout the night. However, obviously, you're not going to be able to wake up and start tracking in the middle of the night, so it's kind of not the best feature. So while it's cool to have, it's not the most useful tracking feature. Both smartwatches feature internal GPS, and when you select sports modes or sports tracking, it will automatically activate the GPS. In both cases, they feature very accurate GPS. They can detect distance, speed, acceleration, deceleration. So when it comes to tracking, I really don't have a preference between these two smartwatches. They essentially have identical tracking features. The only difference is that Sp02 tracker in the Huawei Watch GT2e, which for me it's been kind of useless. I mean, it's kind of interesting to see. Both of these smartwatches are waterproof to 5 ATM, which means you can swim with them. You can take them swimming and track water-based fitness. They both also feature alarms, weather reports. They can alert you to incoming calls, calendar reminders. You can view your notifications of both of these watches from WhatsApp, Instagram, emails. So again, the extra features are nearly identical. Neither of these smartwatches feature inbuilt microphones or speakers, so you cannot take calls directly from these watches. You need to go to your phone. However, they can display notifications, and because they have identical screens pretty much in terms of size and brightness, you're not going to notice any difference there between the two. The only other major difference between the Huawei Watch GT2e and the AMAZFIT GTR is the battery life. The Huawei features up to 14 days on a single charge. Now that is with some features deactivated or on a lower power level, and I find in reality it probably lasts around about 10 days before it tells me I need to charge, which is still pretty good for a watch of this caliber with a bright always on display. Now the GTR features an even better battery life of, I would say it's more likely to be 14 days. The advertised battery life is up to 20 days, but again, that is with several features deactivated. I personally prefer the design of the GTR, however, I will admit that maybe it's not quite as premium, the operating system isn't quite as advanced, maybe there aren't quite as many features, but the difference isn't huge. So if I had to choose between the two, I would probably go for the GTR just because of the design and this nice strap. The tracking features are pretty much identical, and that is what I use the watch for the most. Technically, you wanted the best. Technically, the best is the Huawei GT2e, but I just don't think it's worth paying the extra money. So that's it, guys. That's my comparison of these two smartwatches. Let me know what you think. Which one would you buy? Do you have them? Which one do you think is better? Let me know. If you want to see more comparisons of more smartwatches, please subscribe because I'll be bringing you some more. But that's it. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you around. Bye.